Welcome to the orientation video for the Alberta Health Services Community Cancer Profiles Dashboard. This video will introduce you to the basic features of this dashboard and demonstrate how to navigate to community-level data. Let's start with a quick look at the various sections. Across the top, you can see that there are 7 different areas to explore. From the home page, the user can look at cancer risk factors, cancer screening, and immunization rates, or compare cancer-related data for different communities. These 2 sections are for users who have advanced understanding of statistics or who need to examine the data in finer detail. This video will not be covering these 2 sections. Finally, this section is a reference tool to help users find communities within Alberta. When you first arrive, the home page shows provincial-level data. On the left are demographic factors that describe Alberta or your selected community. Hover over the icon for the name of the factor. On the far right is a list of socio-demographic factors. These factors, such as income, education, and employment, are important as they have a strong influence on our health and are useful for understanding why some Albertans are healthier than others. The map at the center is an important tool for navigating the dashboard. We'll take a closer look a little later. Now, scroll down to the blue bar labeled Cancer Statistics 2012. This section summarizes cancer statistics for Alberta. It is important to note that because cancer numbers are low at a community level, this data is presented at a provincial or AHS zone level. Use this section of the dashboard to understand the broad picture of how many Albertans are diagnosed, live with, survive, and die from cancer. As you can see, in many cases, the statistics are presented by sex: blue for male, pink for female. To read detailed information about the statistics being presented, select the small I in the green title boxes. Now, scroll down to the next blue bar titled Cancer Associated with Risk Factors. When we talk about things that people can do to reduce their chances of getting cancer, a common question is, how much cancer is caused by specific risk factors? This section presents data to help understand the answer. Let's take a closer look. This chart is organized by types of cancer and uses bands of color to show how many cancer cases are caused by modifiable risk factors, and therefore are preventable. The number on top of each bar is the total number of cancer cases that could be prevented if the listed modifiable risk factors were removed from the population. Additionally, the size of the colored bands indicates how many cancer cases could be prevented by eliminating a specific modifiable risk factor. Here, the blue box shows that a large number of lung cancer cases could be prevented by eliminating smoking. Now, take a look at the chart below to see how modifiable risk factors contribute to various types of cancer across Alberta or the zone. The number at the top of the bar graph indicates the total number of all types of cancer cases that could be prevented if we eliminated active smoking in the population. For example, the active smoking bar reveals that many cases of lung cancer are caused by being an active smoker, as indicated by the large blue color band. The next 2 largest bands of color reveal that many cases of colorectal and oral cancer are caused by active smoking. Now, back to the top of the home page. Although the dashboard starts by showing provincial-level data, there are a number of ways to look up community-level data. You can look up a community using a postal code or find it using the interactive map. To search for a community using a postal code, you enter it into this field. Once you've typed the postal code without any spaces, press Enter on your keyboard. You will then see the map, measures, and community name change. This is a quick and reliable way to find a community. The second option for selecting a community is by using the interactive map of Alberta. The map allows you to navigate around the province to select a community. Because Alberta is made up of 132 communities, you may need to magnify the map to select a community. There are a number of ways to get a closer look. You can use the pick list on top of the map to isolate one of the 5 Alberta Health Services zones. Another option is to use the tools that appear when you hover over the map. To reset the map, you can either click on the house icon or select the All option in the pull-down list. If you're having difficulty finding a community, the next area of the dashboard can help. This area of the dashboard helps users find a postal code that can be entered to view community-level data. Search for local geographic areas listed under one of the 5 health services zones. Or enter a city name in the search box to take a closer look at how a city is divided into a number of different areas. Once you have narrowed your search, you should be able to select the right postal code from the map. Now that you are oriented to the home page and know how to look at community-level data, we can move to the next area of the dashboard, risk factors in your community. The measures that appear when you arrive, much like the home page, are measures at the provincial level. Enter your community's postal code to look at the risk factor data at a community level. The dashboard will update. The right side shows information on important modifiable risk factors. From the colored legend at the bottom, you can quickly see how your community's risk factors compare to provincial averages. For example, Red Deer County is doing better than the provincial average for these risk factors, but is doing worse than the provincial average on these risk factors. To read more information about the risk factors being presented, select the small I in the green title boxes. Now, scroll down the page to view another interactive figure that plots the community risk factor data in a visual way. This is called a radar diagram. This diagram is a visual representation of the rank of the cancer risk factors in a given community in comparison to other Alberta communities. The farther the dot is from the center of the diagram, the lower the selected community ranks and the worse off the community is for that risk factor. Hover over a dot to see exactly how your community ranks on a particular risk factor. Moving further down the page, this section of the dashboard presents the results of the Alberta Community Health Survey that collects information on the health and well-being of Albertans. Scroll through the survey or use the pick list at the top to customize the sections you'd like to see. Hover over any of the colored bars to see a detailed view of the survey questions and responses. Now we can explore the next area on the dashboard. This section of the dashboard is divided into measures related to cancer screening at the top and cancer-related immunizations at the bottom. To read detailed information about the cancer screening and immunization measures being presented, select the small I in the green title boxes. The cancer screening measures are presented in much the same way as the risk factors. The view to start shows provincial data until you select your community. The various community-level screening rates can be compared to provincial averages, as well as provincial targets by hovering over the icons. To learn more about cancer screening in Alberta, please visit the Screening for Life website. Scroll down to view cancer-related immunization rates at zone and provincial levels. Hover over the icon to see more details in a pop-up window. You can use the buttons on the right to change the summary bar chart for various measures. The red line on the bar chart shows the provincial average. Let's move on to the next area. This area of the dashboard allows users to compare measures across communities. Start by selecting your community from the drop-down list. Then, using the buttons on the left side, select an indicator category, and then select an indicator from the second list. Now, click on Highlight Your Community above the map. Your selected community will be highlighted on the map and bar chart so that you can easily view your community's position. Note, you have to click Highlight Your Community to unselect a community before moving on to select a different one. You can also compare your community to other communities with similar characteristics. If you select Yes to any of the characteristics listed at the bottom, you will only see communities that are similar to your community based on the characteristics chosen. For example, if you select Yes for population size and SES, the map and bar chart will refresh to present information from communities that are similar to yours on population size and SES. Scroll down to view a simple table that allows you to easily compare communities on several measures. Here, you can select either an AHS zone or community and then select the indicator category. The table displays the actual values for several measures across any communities you select. This ends the orientation. Hopefully, you are better prepared to explore Alberta's Community Cancer Profiles dashboard. Be sure to go back to the Alberta Prevents website for tools and resources to take action both as an individual and within your community.